Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. The program that we're about to do right now is a planetary puja using the chart of now, based on the location where I am, which right now is in Florida. So thank you for joining us. Dr. Pillai has a vision for the Religion of Religions YouTube channel. He has said, the foundation of all religions is love. And it is his desire that through the Religion of Religions channel to unite the many different sects of all religions by meeting in the spiritual realm, by meeting in the heart. We believe in the supreme divine power taking form in all gods and goddesses from every religion, and we celebrate their existence on planet Earth. The intention on this channel is also to give an authentic experience of God, the experience of divine love, where there is no separation from each other. So that's his vision for this channel, and I'm very happy to be hosting these planetary puja calls Monday through Friday as part of helping to implement that vision in a small way for him. So today we're going to be working with the chart of now. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and also an AstroVed astrologer. And Dr. Pillai has said that all of the planets and the stars, they're not just objects in outer space to look at through a telescope, but there's also a divine light being associated with all of them. And in doing this puja, we are connecting with those light beings and inviting their positive blessings to come onto our planet, into us and those we care about, and indeed into the entire planet. The vision would be at some point for this planet to transform more into a planet of love, as opposed to, let's say, a planet of war and, other difficult things that are happening here, a planet with so much suffering. So in doing this little puja, we're doing our part for furthering evolution, both within ourselves and within the planet as a whole. So we may be a small group, but we are sending our vibrations out to these divine beings and allowing them to send their positive blessings into us. We're making ourselves receptive by doing this little planetary puja. So that's part of what we're up to in doing this. And again, the foundation is light, it's love. That's why we're doing all of this. So the chart that we're working with is in the form of the South Indian style chart layout. There is a link in the description below the video for a tutorial video about the South Indian style chart if you're not familiar with this particular layout. Each of the little boxes that you're seeing in the chart represents one of the zodiac signs. The zodiac signs are always in the same box. And we are going to start today. We'll start with working with Leo, which is where AC stands for ascendant. Dr. Pillai said we would start with the ascendant sign, and then we would honor the planets in the chart going in a clockwise direction around the chart. So that's what we're up to. When he first taught this planetary puja to myself and Raja, Meena Malloy's brother, many years ago, he asked us to get little blackboards and to draw the chart onto the blackboard. So I have on a side table here, I have a little blackboard with the chart drawn in chalk. And on the little table, I also have a bowl of flower petals that I'm going to be offering on top of the chart on the blackboard as we go along. I also have a lit tea light. I have a bell. I have a hand fan. And I also have a bowl with some water in it. So I'm going to start with first dipping my ring finger of my right hand into the bowl of water and sprinkling a few drops of water on all four sides of the blackboard that has the chart on it, sprinkling a few drops on top of my own head, and sending a few drops out into space towards all of you, those of you who are watching it live or those of you who watch the replay later. The water is representing purifying the space so that we're all participating in the puja from a sacred space. Then we're going to start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. We're going to chant this mantra 3 times for him. The mantra is Om Sring Gung, S-R-I-N-G, G-U-N-G, 3 times. Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja for all of us, and to remove all obstacles for the Religion of Religions channel, for growing, and for the planetary puja, for attracting more regular people attending it. We ask Ganesha's help for all of that. Now we also do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. And I did put a link for that up above in the chat if you're not familiar with this Tamil chant. I know I have an American accent, so if you are a Tamil speaking person, I know my Tamil pronunciation is not spot on, but this is the best I can do for now. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avar Kumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avar Kumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avar Kumikave. We ask all of the 9 planets, all of the planets and the stars and the archetypes to be beneficial today towards us. We thank St. Gnanasamundar for teaching this chant, and we're grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now we turn our attention to the time elements that are active right now today. We're going to invoke the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is in, the Tithi or the moon phase, the planet that rules the hour that's active right now in Florida. And we're also going to honor the yoga and the Karana elements that are active right now. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day. Today is Tuesday, ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put flower petals on top of him as I invoke him. Flowers have tremendous purity, which is why we use them in the ritual. When we are holding a flower petal or a flower, as we say a prayer or a mantra, that takes the vibration right into the causal plane to update our own Akashic records. So there's a reason why so many spiritual traditions use flowers in their practices. So I have a bowl of flower petals, and I'll put flower petals on top of Mars right now as the planet that rules the day. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. And as we do this, I'll put the flower petals on top of the moon. The moon right now is in a star called Hasta, which is symbolized as an open hand in blessing. we honor this star. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. And again, we put the flower petals on top of the moon. Right now, we're in the 5th waxing moon called Panchami in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said we would use the Sanskrit name of the moon phase, followed by the word Devi, invoking the light being associated with that moon phase. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Now we invoke the planet that rules the hour. Right now in my area, the hour of the moment is being ruled by the planet Mercury. We honor Mercury, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now for the yoga and the karana, Dr. Pillai said we wouldn't use flower petals. We would just say the name of the active yoga and the active karana each 3 times. The yoga right now is one called Siddha, which has energies of accomplishment. Siddha, Siddha, Siddha. And the karana right now is one called Balava, which has energies that are spiritual. Balava, Balava, Balava. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. And Dr. Pillai said we would always start with whatever sign is the ascendant sign, which right now is Leo. And we would first start by honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign. The ascendant sign is the sign coming up in the eastern horizon at the moment. So for me in my area right now, that's Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. We will honor the sun, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, within Leo right now, there is the planet Mercury. So we'll start with invoking Mercury. We will invoke him. And for each of the planets, when we invoke them, we will invoke them. We will invoke the star they're in, the archetype that rules the star, the planet that rules the star, and finally, we will invoke the planet that rules the sign that they're in. So we start with honoring Mercury, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury right now is in a star called Magha, which is a star of royalty consciousness. We honor this star and ask for this blessing of very high royal self-esteem to be given to all of us. Om Maghaye Namaha. Om Maghaye Namaha. Om Maghaye Namaha. Magha is ruled by the Petris, which is the ancestors who have moved into planes of light. We invoke their blessings. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by the planet Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. For the ascendant, we've already invoked the planet that rules Leo, which is the sun. So now we start to move in a clockwise direction around the chart to the next sign. First we pause for a moment and we reflect on Leo, a sign of power, today containing Mercury, planet of communication, and also the merchant planet in charge of all forms of buying and selling. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now we go in a clockwise direction to the next sign that has a planet in it, which is Virgo, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in Hasta, a star of the open hand and blessing. We ask this star to remind us that we too are capable of giving blessings to others. If we have a negative thought about someone, to help us quickly change that into a blessing thought, to bless everyone, even those that we don't get along with. We honor this star. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by Savitur, a form of the sun associated with truth. We honor this aspect of the sun, but we put the flower petals still on top of the moon. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by the moon. We honor the moon, and again I put flower petals on top of him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. We honor Mercury, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most analytical and detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in the star Vishaka, a star with competitive energies, a star that helps propel us to want to succeed, to be victorious, triumphant. We honor this star. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings for leadership and courage, and Agni, the god of fire, can give blessings for transformation and purification. We honor these archetypes. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by the planet Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. We honor Venus, and I put flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign with energies of balance and harmony, today containing Ketu. sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with the planet in it, going in a clockwise direction, is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto retrograde and also Saturn retrograde. When a planet is retrograde, it's extra powerful. We start with honoring Pluto. The mantra we will use for him is Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Right now, Pluto is in a star called Uttarashada. This is a star that can give blessings of success, especially blessings for long-lasting success. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, archetypes who each represent a particular universal divine principle. We ask their blessings. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we move on to Saturn, who is also in Capricorn. He's retrograde, extra powerful, and we honor him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star symbolized by a drum. It's a star that can give blessings of wealth, music, good reputation. We ask for blessings from this star. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, light beings who each rule a different sphere of existence. We ask for their blessings. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Makara or Capricorn, which is Saturn. Again, we honor Saturn and put flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can help awaken ancient past life skills and abilities. Today containing Pluto, a planet that can bless us with rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that can give blessings for patience, organization, discipline, and structure. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. We go to the next sign that has planets in it, which is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune retrograde and also Jupiter retrograde. Again, retrograde planets are extra powerful. We invoke the blessings of Neptune, and we'll use the mantra Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. We put flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune right now is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star with the fire of Kundalini and energies for purification. We honor this star. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada's star is ruled by an archetype called Aja Ekapada, a one-footed archetype who can give blessings to help us experience deeper levels of silence and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. So again, we invoke Jupiter, and I put more flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can give blessings for business development. We ask for blessings from this star. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada's star is ruled by the archetype Arbundiya. Among other things, he can give blessings for guarding precious treasures. We ask him to bless and protect our valuables, our treasures, our precious things. Om Arbundiyaye Namaha. Om Arbundiyaye Namaha. Om Arbundiyaye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Uttara Bhadrapada, which is Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Meena or Pisces, which is Jupiter. Again, we honor Jupiter, and I put more flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the zodiac sign with the most metaphysical and transcendental energies, today containing Neptune, planet that can help us with intuition and help us with understanding our own inner self, and Jupiter, planet that helps us to be receptive to spiritual teachings, spiritual teachers, and our spiritual community. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next cross year sign with planets in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu, Uranus, and Mars. These three planets are all sitting at 24 degrees in Aries, although at different minutes, but they're very, very close together. Rahu is sitting at 24 degrees 3 minutes. Uranus is at 24 degrees 33 minutes, and Mars is at 24 degrees 55 minutes. So they're all in the same star. I'll invoke all three of them before we invoke the star. With 3 planets close together like that, it creates an added intensity. We invoke Rahu first and put the flower petals on him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we invoke Uranus. Om. We will invoke him with the mantra Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Now we invoke Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. All 3 of these stars right now are in all 3 of these planets right now, are in a star called Bharani. This star is symbolized with the symbol for the yoni, or the female private parts. This is a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or power, or energy. Having 3 planets so close together in this very feminine energy star suggests that this is a good time for us to be respectful towards women in our life, perhaps to do extra kind things for them, or perhaps make donations to causes that support women or girls in some way. So to just be mindful of how we are treating those who are feminine in our lives right now. We honor the star Bharani. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. And of course, everyone has feminine energy, both men and women, but for all of us to be respecting that goddess energy within all. Bharani's star is ruled by an archetype called Yama, who among other things is an archetype of justice. We invoke his blessings. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus and put flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box. Uranus, a planet that helps with high intelligence, innovation, and also can help us with astrology. And Mars, a planet that has both warrior and healer energies. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi, or sign with the planet in it, is Mithuna, or Gemini, which today contains Venus. We honor Venus, and I put flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Purnavasu, a star with freedom-loving energies. We ask for blessings from this star. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by a goddess called Aditi. She's an amazing goddess, and she's the mother of many of the archetypes, including our own sun. We ask for her blessings, her maternal blessings, divine mother blessings for all of us. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter and put flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Matuna or Gemini, which is Mercury. We put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Matuna or Gemini, a sign with a great range of energies, today containing Venus, planet of happiness, diplomacy, and also planet that helps us to enjoy material plane comforts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Karkata or Cancer, which today contains the sun. We honor the sun, and I put flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun right now is in Pushya star, the most spiritually auspicious of all the stars. We ask for blessings from Pushya. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Pushya star is ruled by Brihaspati, a form of Jupiter in which he's a great teacher, teaching even some of the archetypes themselves. We honor Brihaspati, and I put the flower petals on top of the sun because he's the one in the star. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Cancer, which is the moon. We put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Karkata or Cancer, the most emotionally sensitive of all the zodiac signs, today containing the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet so important for our health because the sun provides life-affirming energies to all of us. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I take a lit tea light and I'm going to offer it to all the divine beings that we have just invoked. And I'm going to pass it over the blackboard that has the chart on it with the little piles of flowers in a clockwise direction 3 times around the chart, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings. Next, I'm going to take a little hand fan. At home, you could use a lit incense stick, but I have a housemate who is sensitive to scent. So I'm just gently waving a little hand fan around 3 times in a clockwise direction above the chart with the flower petals, offering the element of a cooling breeze, offering the element of air. And now I take a bell to offer the element of sound, and I'll ring it 3 times in a clockwise direction above the chart. Now I make prayer hands and sincerely pray to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to bless us, to bless our families, our friends, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools. I ask them to bless our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire planet. I pray to them, may everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs. May everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I ask for the blessing of enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, an enlightened planet. And I thank them for their help with this. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own personal prayers silently for about a minute, and then I'll open for a short Q&A period. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Om Drum Dattatreya Vishnu Baba. Thank you for being here. I can take questions for a few minutes if you want to post them in the chat. Appreciate your participation. Pamela is saying blessings for these teachings. We give our gratitude to Dr. Pillai for sharing so generously about astrology. He's helping to bring that more out into the world as a whole. And I'm grateful to him for his generosity in teachings. If you have questions and you don't want to post them in the chat, you're welcome to send me an email at Valli, VALLI, at PillaiCenter.com. I can take questions there as well. I'm not going to look at individual charts or answer questions like that, but if you have questions about the puja or other questions like that, I can answer them there as well. Not seeing questions being posted, which is okay. That's okay. I'll go ahead then and let the video play out. We do appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you wish to be notified when things are live on the channel, you can hit the little bell and ask for notifications to be sent to you, and the YouTube will do that as well. Dr. Pillai does want for this channel to continue to grow, so we appreciate your support and help with that. So blessings to all of you. Are all of the planets male? I am seeing a question here. I'll answer that very quickly. Yes, in the mythotherapy, all of the planets are male, including the moon and Venus. Venus is the son of a great teacher, Birgu, and Venus belongs to a clan, the Bhargava clan, which is a clan of warriors. So all of the statues for the planets, often each of them is carrying a kind of a weapon. Now there is goddess energies as well. Each of the moon phases has a goddess associated with them. That's a more esoteric teaching, and it's not part of the Planetary Pooja. But as you go deeper into astrology, you will see the male and female energies are balanced out. But the mythotherapy stories about the planets, they're all male. If you want to read a book that has some of the mythotherapy stories, there's a book called The Greatness of Saturn, and the author is Robert Svoboda, Svoboda. And I know that's a paperback you can get from Amazon if you're interested in reading up on some of their stories. So that was a good question. It was a question I had when I started out too. So that's a very good question to ask. I'll go ahead then and close our session for today. And I hope to see some of you again tomorrow. We're doing this Monday through Friday on the Religion of Religions channel. This channel is also doing a daily healing prayers with light program. It's also doing a daily commune with Jesus program. On Wednesdays, which would be tomorrow, before our program, there's going to be a beautiful program for Angali, a goddess who helps with Siddha powers. So you might want to check that one out. And on Saturdays, Ronnie is doing a program where she highlights each Saturday a particular archetype or a particular spiritual figure, a saint in some way, and discusses that and does prayers for that. So again, Dr. Pillai is hoping for this channel to grow and eventually get to the point where it has programming on it 24/7. So we're still in very early days for that. But I'm very happy to be hosting, having opportunity to help with this channel right now. Blessings to all of you. I'm going to go ahead and close our stream for now. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.